everybody. This is Barry Strauber from Carlson Cowork Conversations. We're doing episode number 4 today with Ian Szalinski, Evoke Healthy Foods. We're going to talk about his company. We're going to talk about being an entrepreneur, and we're going to talk about all fun stuff related to those things. So here we go. Okay, Ian, welcome to Carlson Cowork Conversations.
Great to be here.
Tell me a little bit about Evoke Healthy Foods.
Evoke is a healthy food company. It's really born out of a personal passion for nutrition. I've always been a competitive athlete in rugby and snowboarding, and had muesli for the first time at a snowboarding competition in Switzerland in high school.
And the pronunciation is muesli.
Muesli. Yeah. It's
like mew, and
yep.
sli.
Swiss in origin is a German word meaning little porridge, and it was created by a Swiss doctor who, in the late 1800s, found that his patients weren't getting adequate nutrition, and that was a time when nutrition really wasn't part of health. So he found that through nutrition he could really improve the health of his patients. So it's been a staple food in Switzerland and throughout Europe for 150 years. And I tried it for the first time. I'm not a morning person. I need something quick and easy. And I thought muesli was perfect. A small bowl kept me full, energized. So I kept eating it when I came home all through college. I found that it's just super easy, clean ingredients. The market at the time, though, was some large milling companies and international brands all making the same low-cost commoditized products. And as I wanted to eat healthier, eat more organic, there was really nothing in that space. So I went to school at Geneseo and then started working with a healthcare market research company in Rochester after school. And I was excited to just have a job out of college. I was making money. I was on my own for the first time. But I quickly grew to really not be passionate about the work. We were doing research for pharma and imaging companies, basically trying to help them sell more drugs. And it wasn't about making people healthy, it was about making money.
Right.
And so that was something I was very personally misaligned with. So I've always had a passion for nutrition, for making good food. I grew up in the kitchen, love to cook. And I decided that, hey, maybe there's a market out there for healthier, high-quality muesli. So I started making it myself, started selling at the public market in Rochester. That was just over 5 years ago, and I've grown the business from there.
Wow. And now it's sold nationally around the country.
Yeah, we're in about 1,500 retailers, everything from independent stores like Lori's Natural Foods to Wegmans and Safeway and Whole Foods.
The interesting thing when you look at your website and you sort of look at the stuff that you're doing, it seems like there is that, like you said, a real passion for health. The idea that the industry, especially in this category, is set up not to sell as healthy of a breakfast, cereal, and you saw that out of a passion inside of you to say, well, no, people need to be healthy. So your entrepreneurialism came from, this sort of inner thing of wanting to make people feel better and healthier.
Right. There's, I think, much of the industry is very victimized in packaged food for not being healthy. It's about making products cheap and delicious, meaning typically fat, sugar, salt, things that your body doesn't need. And I think that there is an opportunity to make really high quality nutritious products that do taste great. So it may compromise on cost a bit, but I think that there's an opportunity as people are becoming more conscious about their health. They still want the convenience of just grabbing something easy, but they also want the quality.
Is it tough now because the players in this are big, and so you're sort of dealing within a category that's a little daunting to get your sort of healthy product in there? Or do you see the times changing and that the next generation is saying, oh no, this is a better way to go?
It's certainly both. So there's obviously the legacy brands that have been there for decades and longer that have the marketing dollars, they have the shelf space, they have the big sales teams, they have everything. But at the same time, there's plenty of retailers that know consumers want something different now, that a lot of the products that those brands make are not as popular. Consumers are trending towards more health conscious choices. They want more quality. They want transparency ingredients, which is something I'm working towards with the brand. So not only saying, we have organic oats, but can I tell the consumer, where was this organic oat grown? Was it grown in good soil conditions by workers who are paid fairly? And there's a lot bigger impact that our food has that people are finally starting to realize.
So sustainability and all those issues.
Yeah,
come
absolutely.
to play with this company. Wow. Do you want to talk a little bit about the products that are on the table here? These are the two. Is that the two sort of like linchpin?
Yeah, so this is, it's a very traditional muesli product. You can have it cold as milk or yogurt. You can cook it hot like oatmeal. Really differentiated from the category by having high quality ingredients, nothing sweetened other than the dried fruit that's in it. So they're all 5 grams of sugar or less, all more protein than sugar. And this is what we've had in stores for several years. And then launching a new single serve product line next week. A couple of our current retailers and some new ones. So it comes as a 5-pack. So this is just a little pack that you can mix in with your yogurts. You can cook it hot.
So the portability of being able to sort of grab that and
Yeah, exactly. So it's
go somewhere with it.
It's convenient. You can pack them for lunch. You can have them at your office, and really looking to get it outside of grocery stores as well. So getting into cafes and hotels and a lot of alternative channels.
Wow. And so right now the supermarkets that have your product nationally, so California, down the East Coast.
Yeah, our distribution is concentrated. I would say Boston to DC, about 800 stores in that region, then a few hundred now in California with Safeway and Whole Foods, and then also started to expand a little bit in the South. Fresh Market, Whole Foods in the South as well. They're one of the first retailers picking up our single serve.
Wow. Successful company, that's great.
It's growing quickly. It's a lot of work. But
yeah, I know I'm talking to you about this before, but when you've gone into Wegmans, you sort of, it's a little surreal when you see it on the shelf. And
yeah, absolutely. It's very cool to see, I created something and people wanted that.
Do you see, sort of integrate who you are as a person, do you see now when you look back that entrepreneurialism was sort of, to be an entrepreneur for you was sort of a natural course, that it wasn't going to be a little more traditional 9 to 5?
Yeah, in college I dabbled in some different endeavors, working with small businesses in the community, mentoring under an angel investor. So I had thought for a while that I was attracted to entrepreneurship. I wasn't sure what or when my idea or business would come along. I think I started in grocery. I was just sort of naive enough to do it, and so I was willing to take the risk. And I think that doing it early was a good time for me. What
difficult was it at the beginning? Was there? It was just you, right? Was it just 24/7? Was it?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was definitely a big change, because I remember when I started at Public Market, I was still working full time, so I was packing muesli at night on weekends, on Public Market, doing sales calls during lunch, and that was a lot of work, and it got to be more work after that. But I left my job on Friday, and Monday, or I guess even Saturday, was really sort of the first time in my life that I woke up and didn't have someone telling me what to do.
How was that? Do you remember as a defining moment that was?
Yeah, it was difficult at first, because I wasn't sure what I should be working on and how to be effective. I would say that it took maybe 18 months or 2 years even to really get to the point where I felt like, okay, I know what I should be doing at this given moment, and I'm working effectively.
Did you increasingly start to love the freedom of it a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
And being able to do something interesting.
I was working more hours than ever. I had less of a social life.
No sleep.
Working weekends at the market and everything. So, not sleeping, but I really enjoyed the fact that the harder I worked, the more I could get out of it.
It's a great story of success, though. To this point, because you're still very young, to be able to look at it and see all that work sort of paid off.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work, and the business has grown to a point where I'm very proud of where it's gotten to, but I think there's a lot of opportunity to grow.
Do you see the entrepreneurial life sort of? Would you recommend it? Do you think it's interesting? Do you think there's certain people that can do it? Certain people maybe not necessarily can do it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that everyone is capable And it's just, do you have the spirit, or is it the right time for you? And, there's a lot of discomfort in it, there's a lot of vulnerability, and it's just, is that something that you're willing to take on?
Right. Yeah, I mean, just that question of like, is this going to be successful, where you don't really have anything to rest on if it doesn't go well. And
right, I think any entrepreneur will tell you that they sort of never get beyond that point.
Right.
At any moment, it seems like everything could.
You never know. You just sort of take it away. What do you think about like this whole idea of like the support collaboration of other people in terms of helping you? Not necessarily employees, but people coming alongside of you. And
yeah,
I'm sure you've had key people in your life that have.
Without a doubt. So I certainly would have not gotten to this point without the help of a lot of other people.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of the day-to-day stuff on it, but I've had tremendous support from advisors along the way, from outside sales teams, from various consultants. So, the point I'm at today, I've formalized advisory board with a lot of industry experience. I have an outside sales team of about 40 people that I'm interacting with regularly. I just recently hired a director of sales based in Skaneateles.
Wow.
And I have an operations consultant who's sort of helping with the new product launch, and then 2 contract manufacturers I'm working with. So the organization is much bigger.
So do you think about that? Do you think about then you become a little more corporate, and this is becoming a bigger company then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it exciting. It is growing, and it is having more of an impact than just me.
Are there other things in life that you see down the road that because you're still relatively young now, that you'd want to take on as well? Are there certain things that you haven't yet defined completely that are interesting to you?
Yeah, certainly. So growing the business has been very exciting for me. I love creating right now our line of healthy muesli products, but I think after we launch a single serve product, I'll be looking at new categories to see where I can take the brand. I've talked with current retailers. They like the success and support we provide to the stores, and so they would certainly be interested in new products from the brand. Beyond that, outside of the company, I have had so much support from other entrepreneurs, other people in the industry, that's something that I've now started to have the opportunity to do is providing advice to small companies. I've mentored with the Young Entrepreneurs Academy.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of opportunities to give back, and that's something that down the line I want to continue to do even in a bigger capacity.
That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, I see that with you as being a great role model for, if you like align the passion that you had for this, and then just work, the perseverance, just to work hard and get it out. Great sort of success can follow. So it's awesome. What do you think about co-working? You've been in Carlson Cowork for a while. Do you think there's a unique sort of value proposition? Do you think when done correctly, it sort of creates an environment for people like you and entrepreneurs that could thrive because of it?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, just through traveling, I've worked for anywhere between a week and a month at other co-working spaces in Carlson. It's very unique in that it is very collaborative and open. Some of them just have individual offices and everything, but it's a great environment where there is a lot of interaction, and just as Bill Nye says, everyone knows something you don't. So I certainly agree with that. There are some people here working in similar fields to me, but then there's people doing very unrelated things, and I think everyone has something that they can contribute and share ideas.
Good. So your experience has been of just finding value and thriving because you're in this environment of support.
Yeah.
And being able to to do your stuff, but also gain a little knowledge from everybody else that works here.
Yeah, certainly. And I think even just having the right environment to work in is very important as entrepreneurs, where you can be effective, where you can be focused. And I've worked from home. I've had other small offices. And being out of the house, I think, is very important, just for balance, for sleeping better, for your general health. And really just have a place where you can come in, focus, have your mind in work mode, and get things done.
Cool. Craziest thing that you ever had to do for a client? Is there something do you remember within the growing of this company where it's like, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is totally insane.
There's been a lot of it.
Yeah.
I think
I would imagine you would have like experienced crazy stuff.
one of the craziest moments was probably the first time I ever sold it to the public market. It was the first day I introduced my products to
So
the world.
you got this stuff, you got a little stand at the market.
Yep.
And you've got all the product, and were people like, was it receptive? Were people coming up? Because at that point, no one really knew anything about.
Right. So my first day at the public market was mid-February.
And the public market is on, for people out there who are not from Rochester, the public market is awesome in Rochester.
But not in mid-February.
Right.
So that was
during the
bad.
summer.
So I stayed up all night packing muesli to sell the public market.
So you're saying this is your first time out there?
First time out there. Got there about 5 a.m. It was freezing rain, so cold. I had a table with my muesli on it.
So at that point, you're thinking, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I hope people at least take a little time and just look at the stuff.
No one was at the market. There was no one there. The guy next to me was a veteran of the market. He had this big truck with his heater and everything. He was kind of laughing at me. Occasionally invited me over to warm up or something. Yeah, there was no one at the market that day, but I sold 6 bags.
Oh, that's good.
And
that's cool.
I was so excited that someone actually wanted to buy my product. So it wasn't the best day to get started, but I pushed through it. It was a pretty miserable experience at the time, but it was also
now you can
exciting.
think back on that sort of the beginning of the company and go, see, look how far I've come. So you're going to do much more. So you think the aspiration then is just bigger and better and just continue to sort of grow and who you are, and also in what you can now that you've gotten this success, you see the ability that you can actually create something and really create more as you get older.
Without a doubt. So I started the company out with a passion for healthy food, and I do realize that as the brand has grown, I have the opportunity to have a much bigger impact on our farm system with educating consumers, with transparent, sustainable sourcing. Because right now, I'm buying 20,000 pounds of oats a month, and so I can work with farmers and actually make sure that they're grown without chemicals, that the supply chain is good, that the workers are paid fairly, that they're getting a fair price for their ingredients.
That's the great thing that one gets when they read about your company, is that you are that true to sustainability and understanding
It's something
that
I'm
you
still
need to
learning.
be responsible. But it's a learning process, which is great, but you won't go another way just to make more.
Right. Our food system isn't set up that way.
Right.
Where there's a lot of middlemen, there's a lot of ingredient suppliers and processors and all this stuff. So connecting with the farmers is a bit of a challenge, but I think that being able to do it and do it well is something that's a great point of differentiation for the company, because the big guys couldn't figure out where their oats come from. And I think starting early and then using it as a platform to build the brand can be a great story to have an impact on the food system, but also draw the trust and awareness from consumers.
Well, like you said, accessibility and like transparency is just now becoming so important because of the accessibility of like people can go online and just have that relationship with the brand. So if they understand that's what you're doing, they're going to be much more receptive. To going with you. I think this is great. Now, do you have any talents, joke telling or juggling or? Is anything sort of like, as an entrepreneur, have you ever used sort of an unusual creative talent to win over a customer? No.
That's a good question.
No. It's pretty much just dedicated to selling the cereal.
Just willingness to work.
Well, I want to thank Ian Szalinski. He's been an amazing guest. This is an incredible company and a great example of someone just really smart, focusing on something and then creating an amazing amount of success at a young age. So this is great. So thanks. Episode number 4 in the can. Stay tuned for episode number 5, where we're going to talk about whatever. We'll see when we get there. But thanks, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.